Kitchen Nightmares. Everyone knows what that show is. The show where Gordon Ramsay would go try to save failing restaurants, but there were some restaurants that were so crazy Gordon ended up just flat out walking out. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most infamous episodes of Kitchen Nightmares ever. Now a lot of the time in Kitchen Nightmares the restaurants ended up failing, even after Gordon and all of his crew came in to help. And the two biggest reasons for that were A, the owner was so stubborn that even though they got all this help they didn't change their ways and ended up failing anyway. Or B, the owner had no clue how to run a restaurant, and then after Gordon and his team came in to help for a few days, the owner still had no clue how to run a restaurant, so then they still ended up failing. This episode I think goes into a third category though, because these owners are just so crazy. I have no idea how they even had a semi-successful business in the first place. This restaurant ended up being so crazy that they ended up needing a second episode for it. And you know in Kitchen Nightmares, if they need a second episode for a restaurant, something's gone really wrong. For all of you who have already seen Amy's Baking Company episode, let's all relive the Amy's Baking Company disaster today and just make total fun of it. And if somehow you've never seen this before, you're in for a treat.
It was at a very early age that I discovered I had a real, true passion and talent for anything having to do with the culinary arts. In the restaurant business, it's not all daisies and ponies and unicorns.
This is Amy, the owner, and she's really good at baking things like desserts and cakes and things like that.
Approximately 2 years ago, these reviewers and these bloggers decided to make up lies and say that they ate the food and it was disgusting.
So her first complaint is that she's getting reviews and reviewers are saying that her food is disgusting. Instead of actually trying to make her food in like a way that they would enjoy it, she just thinks that they're straight up lying. And anytime there's a complaint, Sammy, the other owner, just gets really mad at people.
If anyone tell me that my wife's food is no good, I just tell him to leave the restaurant. I don't want him and don't come back.
But Sammy doesn't do it in so nice of a way. He does it in more of an FU kind of way.
Is your first time?
Last time.
And last time, don't come back, madam.
And Amy, one second she's really nice, and the next second she can immediately flip a switch and be the worst person.
1 second she's like a nice little Care Bear.
Thank you so much. I love you. You're such a good girl.
And the next second she's like Cruella de Vil.
I'm stopping all the food.
No,
I'm not,
wait,
no,
Amy,
I'm
no.
not, I'm not
You
making anything
finish.
else. No.
But the thing I find so crazy and unbelievable about these two owners specifically is how willing they are to fight and go to war with any customer that has a bad complaint. So now most restaurants know that Gordon Ramsay is coming and they want to be on their best behavior the day before he arrives because the cameras are already up and everything's already in place. But these two owners are so brain dead and so hard-headed and stubborn, they're just running the business exactly the same way as they always do.
I've never waited this long for one pizza.
And any customer that has a complaint is pretty much getting trashed by these two owners.
What is the problem with it?
Like the Caesar, I don't know.
Even you don't know what is wrong with it.
The egg is...
Okay, if you came to eat to enjoy, then you should know what you like to eat, sir.
If I order a pepperoni pizza, but it tastes like crap, I'm gonna tell you that I don't like it. Just because someone doesn't like the food doesn't mean that they don't enjoy that food normally. It just means that you made a horrible version of the food they like. But apparently nothing is wrong to these owners. Everything they make is perfect.
Can you make me per salad instead of that Caesar?
Seriously?
Don't worry, I told them to fuck off.
He's like all in the back, like yelling.
And things only get worse when other customers started complaining as well.
We're waiting on one pizza.
It's coming now, it's coming. Yeah, you have a pizza, it's coming. You want to wait, you wait. You don't want, pay what did you have and you fuck off from here. Do you understand? Do you understand? You fuck yourself. Go out, you motherfucker. You out. Don't speak like this. Go out. Yeah,
I think I'm starting to realize why these people are getting bad reviews online. Literally over one pizza, this guy decides to start an entire fight. And not only that, he does it in front of all of the cameras that are filming. And that restaurant's not very big, so it doesn't seem like it'd be that difficult to keep up with it.
fucking fuck you.
Sammy, call the police.
Shut up, police. Fuck you, pay and go. Stop.
And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Don't call the police, you crazy.
Give me Evan. He can suck it.
You pay. You don't go out. You, if you touch, I fucking, you come from Yelp. I told you. You go. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's right. This guy just put his hands on somebody over a pizza. It seems like Sammy has some real anger issues, so I looked up what's the deal with this guy. According to Maricopa County records, Amy filed for divorce in April 2022. Sammy's Facebook page states his status as single and living in Netanya, Israel. On August 29, 2021, Sammy posted a Photoshop slide of Amy on Vogue with a rant that read, "It's the same girl, Amy, from Amy Baking Comp. She wants to be a fake model like her pastries." They eventually sold their store in Scottsdale, Arizona, and in 2015 moved to California where Amy published a cookbook and started a full line of cannabis edibles. But Sammy, who was an Israeli citizen, was called into immigration court. According to the Arizona Republic, Sammy had a criminal record with documents showing he's banned from France and Germany and has a history of drug extortion charges. The Boozoogalos? Is that their name? The Boozoogalos had been fighting his immigration case since 2008. Sammy was eventually deported. In 2018, 2018, the couple flew to Israel. Well, now that we have all that context, that just made the rest of this episode a lot more interesting to me. So now let's return to our regularly scheduled programming.
Call the police!
Pay the money. No, I want the money from him.
I am calling the police. You guys are fucking
No,
crazy.
it's not-
Fucking piece
you
of
piece
shit.
of shit.
You are a little pansy. Get
Amy,
out of here. Don't you
yeah.
ever come back here. You little weenie. Keep walking.
Fuck you.
And what's one really brilliant thing to do after you kick a customer out of your restaurant because of a pizza, and you almost get into a fight with them and call the police just because they wanted their pizza before an hour and a half has passed? Well, it's definitely not this.
You guys, I make excellent food. You motherfuckers, you all think that you can come in here and say these things. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous.
So unaware of this entire situation that happened the night before, Gordon comes in thinking, oh wow, this restaurant looks really beautiful and fantastic.
Oh, look at that. Come on.
My wife, Amy, yeah.
Can I meet this lady?
Yes, now.
Please? Come
Here is
round,
my wife.
please. Come round, my darling.
So nice to meet you.
Give him a hug.
The restaurant is beautiful.
And it wasn't until Amy started opening her mouth for more than a single few words that he started to realize he was in for a real bit of a rude awakening.
He is my soulmate, and we're in this business together.
Fine,
and we
fine.
stand strong together. We have to, because there's a lot of online bullies and haters and bloggers. We stand up to them, and I think we're the only ones that ever have as restaurant owners. And they come and they try to attack us and say horrible things that are not true. Because they're used to eating processed wood chips or used to getting things for free and not from us.
Look at that look on Gordon's face when she starts talking. After another stunning review of the back of house,
It's like a doctor's surgery in here. Is this a joke? I mean, look, dates, labels,
Yes, everything, yeah.
sectioned off. Wow, what a pleasure.
now Gordon Ramsay would sit down with the two owners and start to realize where the problems are. And every time I rewatch this, I find something new that I completely forgot had happened. And it just makes me go, I can't believe this is happening right now.
We can't find qualified people to work. They want to come and get a
For 6
paycheck
years we've
and
been
not
trying.
work.
Arizona.
They're dirty, they're lazy.
How many people have you been through?
A lot.
A few hundred.
Lots.
A few hundred.
These people have hired a few hundred people to try to work in their restaurant with them, and they have been sending them out the door almost like a conveyor belt of employees just out the door. You're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Nobody meets the standards of these two people, which is funny considering their standard, other than the cleanliness and the desserts, is complete garbage. And now we get to the root of what they think, keyword being think, is the problem with their restaurant.
I have issues with customers that are trying to be online bullies and say horrible things.
Online bullies.
Apparently there was this guy, and he came into the restaurant and he said the pizza tasted like frozen pizza, so Amy wrote back to him on his Yelp review. Going at him, I'm assuming like she does in the restaurant so far in this episode, and this is the specific moment where things start to get out of hand in this episode, and even Gordon can't help these guys.
Well, retaliated.
You wrote back to him.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well,
Why?
I told him I thought he was a loser, he was a moron.
No,
I
now you're
didn't
insulting
take him. I need them to listen to you and not the online bullies.
So the red flags are probably going off for Gordon right now. He's thinking, this is a little bit weird, I don't know what's going on, I'm so baffled, this place is so clean, the desserts are so tasty, but this lady seems a little bit crazy.
Well, we have 3 little boys, but they're trapped inside
Wow.
cat bodies. Meow.
Oh crap, wait, this lady is actually crazy.
I speak feline. Meow, 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 meow.
Gordon already knows they're nuts now, but now he's gonna try the food to realize actually how bad things are here. While talking to the server who's going to be giving him his food while he's trying out the food, he finds out that she's not even getting tips from the restaurant. All those tips go directly to Samy, the owner. And as someone who was a server in this country for 10 plus years, I want you to read between the lines, Samy.
You don't give her tips.
No.
Sammy,
Yeah.
you cannot take servers' tips.
Bring me the people who's going to do their job, and I don't have to interfere. They can take the whole tips for them.
So beyond the owner taking the tips from the only server in the restaurant, just like a doggy that has to go potty, there is a doorbell that the employees have to ring every time there's a dirty dish they need to take to the back, and then the busser comes out and grabs the dishes to take them into the back.
What is that doorbell on the side of the wall for?
Whenever we have dirty dishes, we ring it, and then the busser comes and grabs the dishes.
The first time in my career, a pot washer has a doorbell.
And to make matters worse, Gordon now sees the only server isn't allowed to use the POS system to take orders. It's like the one thing as a server you have to do. You take the order, you put it in the system, and then you bring the food out. But these two cocky owners are in for a rude awakening when he tries their food.
My dough's raw.
When you go to a steak restaurant or a restaurant where you have to get like an actual meal made for you, like sometimes when it's busy, like on a Friday night or something, you expect that like 45 minutes to an hour you're gonna be waiting for your food. When you go to like a burger place or a pizza place or something like that though, you're expecting you're gonna get your food within like 15 to 20 minutes max. Even when Gordon Ramsay is waiting for all of this food, he sits for over 75 minutes waiting for the second dish to get out to him. If there is anything in the world you needed to not do, it was mainly that thing. But then the food still continues to suck.
I am 75 minutes in, and so far, I've had an undercooked pizza.
I know you've been waiting.
I'm gonna start eating my ticket in a minute.
Oh, okay. I'm going to tell her you're starving.
It's just a mess.
A mess indeed, and things just continue to get worse as the criticism continues to ramp up.
That was a lot longer than I expected.
You look disappointed.
I am disappointed. Let's go through this later. That's for you.
Oh, thank you.
You only.
Thank you.
And the owners seem like they're taking it pretty well.
I'm not worried.
Never mind.
Drink.
You do. And you do what you do.
They're taking it okay if like an emergency meeting in the walk-in freezer is taking it okay. So let's see how the first dinner service goes. Well, actually, let's see how before the service is going.
Do you know you can make these better?
What? Yes, I can make them from scratch
Just trying
and
to
then
say-
close my doors. What do you want me to sell?
She's already getting really defensive, and he just barely brought up the frozen raviolis. This is one of the most fragile owners I've ever seen. So he goes out and he decides to roast her in front of all the customers that have shown up this evening before the service even starts. And he asks them if they want frozen ravioli from a store. And then Gordon tells Samy to nicely go tell Amy that they're not gonna make any raviolis that night. And of course she takes it wonderfully.
Yeah.
No more raviolis
No
for
more
today.
raviolis
Yeah.
and no more hamburgers and no more salmon burgers. People can only have cakes tonight.
Are we maybe overreacting a bit much? If you have the kind of personality that doesn't work well under pressure, being the head chef at a restaurant is probably the last job you should be having besides being an ER nurse.
4B. No, 5B.
Are you sure?
You don't need to question me, Katie. You can go home right now. I would appreciate it if you would send Katie home right now. What a little shit.
Amy can't take an ounce of criticism, so she goes and tries to send home the food runner for simply questioning if it was 4B or 5B, because Amy had literally just confused her a few seconds beforehand. Wait, Katie, I need you to send this to 4B. I mean 5C. I mean 7D. Wait, which one do you want me to send it to? Drop the attitude, young lady. In fact, you know what? You can just go home. I'm sorry, I'm just really confused. I don't know which one you want me to send it to. Well, maybe if you could just read my mind, we wouldn't be in this situation. These owners make me want to bang my head into a wall. And I can tell that Gordon's getting closer and closer to that same feeling as the night goes on. And Amy just continues to have meltdown after meltdown with any amount of criticism she gets.
Grabbed the plate and was about to throw it away. That's a common thread in this restaurant.
There's no point in me speaking, so I'm just
Wow.
gonna work.
Also, Samy continues to keep taking tips right in front of Gordon's eyes.
Sir, the tip that you left the young lady server, the owner takes the tips.
No. Okay.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, I will fuck with you. Who
Yeah.
the fuck you think you are?
This servers deserve them.
You want to speak with me?
Yeah, I want to
You
speak
want
to
to
you.
fuck with me? I will fuck
don't
with
want
you.
Between Sammy's anger issues, taking tips from the server, to Amy's anger issues, and her not being able to take any criticism, and her making horrible food, and both of them being so incredibly stubborn, they're perfect for each other. But they're probably the worst two people to be running a restaurant. Oh yeah, remember Katie, the girl that Amy was getting mad at for no reason earlier? Oh yeah, she quit.
I quit.
No, you're not.
I quit. She is quitting. She has an attitude. She comes to the kitchen tonight. She's like, I set a table. She said, are you sure? Are you my boss?
It's okay. Keep it, please.
She doesn't work here anymore. She's a poisonous little viper, and I don't allow people that have an attitude in my restaurant.
Do you remember earlier in the episode when I said that a lot of people were being fired like a turnstile in and out of this restaurant? I think we're starting to see why. These people would ask a simple question and they would think, hey, you're giving me an attitude, get out of here. Hey, do I need to put these cakes in the freezer or do we need to put them in the front for tomorrow? What did you say to me? Get out of my restaurant. You have a horrible attitude. So the cakes go, you didn't answer my question. I'll handle the cakes. Quit giving me attitude. I'm the boss here. I just leave now? Yeah, you're fired. Get out of here. Oh, okay. So Gordon brings in a lot of the former employees of this place to see like what the heck's going on, why are they all getting fired? Because similar to Katie, they were fired for really stupid reasons, and pretty much most of the answers are the same. They wouldn't let them do anything in the restaurant, they got fired for really stupid reasons.
When I started, I was only allowed to pour water glasses and set them at the table, so I worked up front for a few months and basically had to beg my way back into the kitchen.
He made me wash his car one day.
Yeah, so Samy made this busser guy wash his car one day. So usually in Kitchen Nightmares episodes, this is the part where he would go back to the restaurant, he would tell them that they were going to revamp everything and then come back and they'd have them blindfolded and they'd see, oh my goodness, look at how amazing the restaurant is and we're gonna have such a great service now. He goes back to the restaurant and the vibe is off immediately.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Sammy. Today is a new day.
These two are so in their own heads and so stubborn. She's acting like she's been attacked and is some sort of victim because as long as someone's not constantly saying, oh my goodness, your food is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life, she's literally like a cat. She recoils and she like goes into the corner and tries to hide from you. And Samy is so oddly protective of her even though she's crazy, like he's whipped by her. He's totally whipped, completely. He's the definition of what you call whipped. So after meeting with the employees, Gordon goes back to try to have a conversation with them and that ends up up going off the rails as usual, full derailment, explosions everywhere.
What I have a problem with were the comments you were saying to me last night while I was trying to focus on the food.
I told you about the burger, you refused to listen.
I did not. I
Every
asked
time
you
I tell
what
you
was
something,
wrong with it.
you come back with an excuse.
I need to know who hurt Amy. She's clearly got some sort of daddy issues or something. Something bad happened in her past to get her to be this crazy and defensive. She needs a therapist, and if I was sponsored by a therapy company right now, that'd be the perfect time to put the plug right in here for that ad. But I still have no sponsors on this channel because this channel is not yet monetized. But I will do a shameless 10-second plug to thank you for all the watch time you are giving this channel because it is getting us so close to getting monetized. Maybe one day we will have some sponsors on this channel as we continue to take this channel to new heights and you continue to join the Askew family. Thank you for the love and support. Let's continue the video. Yeah, so things in this conversation get worse.
Is it dry or is it wet? Which one is it?
One at a time, but the way you screamed at that young girl last night.
Would you let anybody come into your restaurant, in your kitchen, and speak to you the way that that kid spoke to me last night? Would you?
She was so upset with that girl asking, "Are you sure?" It's insane.
Do you think we're gonna let someone hold a gun to our head and we're gonna give them our ass and let them do anything they want from us?
All she asked is,
No, she
are
did
you
it with
sure?
an attitude, a serious attitude. She's like, are you sure?
I hope in my life I never meet people that are this crazy. Or maybe actually I want to meet some people that are this crazy to keep things interesting. And it may surprise you to relive the fact that the question was not sassy.
4B.
Are you sure?
You don't need to question me, Katie. You can go home right now.
I'm sorry, it just makes me laugh every time I look at it. I've never seen somebody overreact to something like that. This is a really good Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. What did you say to me? I just said that this is really good Dr. Pepper Zero. You could go home right now. Let me laugh or I'm gonna lose my sanity, okay?
I need a drink of water, excuse me.
You're gonna run off again?
Yesterday I didn't even eat or drink, and I have to drink water. So you're gonna attack me for wanting to fucking drink some water?
Oh my goodness, could you imagine living with this lady? Oh, what? I can't go get a drink of water? I can't go get a drink of water? Last time you got up, you stormed out and left. Oh, I bet that's what it is. I feel like you're actually just attacking me. My H2O levels are very low right now, and I didn't drink any water yesterday, okay? So can you let me have my damn water and I'll come back over here?
Why are you behaving like this?
Because I'm insulted. You verbally insulted me yesterday. You go get Miranda and that little Katie and Jessica. Bring them here and let me see how they work.
won't come back
Will
in
you
here.
do that?
You know what? I don't think I have the mental capacity to deal with these people. I feel like I don't even have the mental capacity to keep talking about this video any longer. This argument continues until Gordon eventually is like, screw it, I'm out of here.
I can't help people that can't help themselves, and the right thing for me is to get out of here.
So Gordon leaves and they have to take down all of the equipment. But this show was absolutely so crazy. This episode was so wild that Kitchen Nightmares ended up actually going back and having a follow-up episode that they did where they went back and they talked to these guys later. And I'll just summarize it for you in the next couple of minutes.
What followed was equally as shocking.
Hundreds of people are turning to social media to voice their anger.
There were skits and even cartoons.
I have issues with customers that are online bullies.
I particularly love this cartoon that came out of the whole situation, even though all of the memes were hilarious that came out of it.
My soulmate, and we're in this business together, and we stand strong. We have to because there's a lot of online bullies and haters.
Do you have children?
Well, we have 3 little boys, but they're trapped inside cat bodies. You all think that you can come in here and say these things? Are you kidding me?
The two owners basically showed no remorse for the way they acted, and they basically continued to run their restaurant in the same way in the couple years that followed before they closed the restaurant down. And that's kind of the main highlight of the recap episode, is that they didn't change at all. They basically are the exact same crazy people. And that's why they got inundated with 1-star reviews until they eventually closed their doors down.
I'd love to talk with you. No, you talk to me and I want money, because this time from Kitchen Nightmare I want money. You did it on purpose. You set me up. He has no balls. He's jealous of my balls,
Yes,
motherfucker.
definitely.
I think if there's one thing in this world that anybody is jealous of, it's definitely not your balls, Sammy. Let's get that one out of the way right now so we don't have to revisit it. But maybe Amy's now gonna behave herself a little bit.
People come here to try to set us up because they think it's funny, because they have a hard-on for Gordon Ramsay. He has a voice, and it's up to us to stay strong and to show our true product and what we really have to offer here at Amy's Big Company.
There you have it, one of my favorite episodes of Kitchen Nightmares, Amy's Baking Company, the most notorious episode ever of Kitchen Nightmares. And because of what we talked about at the beginning of the video about where they are now, we now know that she filed for divorce in 2022, that he lives in Israel, and that she's moved back to the States. And apparently she has over 30,000 followers on her page or her channel, wherever it is. And what she does on there is what she's actually good at, which is baking those really good desserts. What did you guys think of Amy's Baking Company? Let me know in the comments below. Is this your favorite episode of Kitchen Nightmares? nightmares, or do you think I should talk about another episode as well? I need to calm myself down a bit. This episode was a little bit crazy and my blood pressure has risen just watching it again. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want to join my Askew family, please hit that subscribe button down below. My family's always been small and I'd love to add more people to it. I will see you very soon in my next video. Until then, all I have left to say is have a great day. Thank you for the love and support, and bye-bye.